What's up, guys? This is Adam from eSportsHeaven.com, and I am here with SFAT of CounterLogic Gaming. How are you doing today?
Doing great.
All right, so obviously you entered some tournaments. Walk me through some matches. Walk me through some maybe tough matches that you were going through. I know there were some heartbreakers yesterday.
Well, today I qualified for top 32. I defeated Cyrene, although he got DQ'd because he didn't show up, and then I defeated KJH to make it in. And yesterday we played, so PewFat played Hungrybox and Plup, and we lost in winners 2-3, and then took the first set of grand finals 3-1, and then lost 1-3.
I know how much doubles means to you and Pew. Was that like really, really heartbreaking for you guys, or were you okay with how you played and just like, you know, one of those days?
You know, it always sucks to lose, right? No one wants to lose, especially everyone upstairs. Everyone is here because they want to win and they love playing Smash. But you know, that being said, you can't always play your best, and I think towards the end of our sets, we were pretty proud of how we were playing, and so, you know, you can't really be too upset with if you played your best and you gave it your all. You know, you can't be too upset.
I completely hear you on that one. You guys played well. That I don't think there's anyone that's going to deny that. Now, of course, you and Pew, one of the premier doubles teams in the world, very, very skilled, very famous. But you yourself, and to an extent too, your partner have also. You've kind of like stated your, I don't want to say outrage, but you've said, like, you know, I'm tired of doubles being treated as like kind of a side event. Like, you want more respect to doubles. How do you think the state of doubles is now, since you said that? Do you think it's improved? Do you think it's stagnated, maybe even regressed in some ways?
It's kind of hard to tell because I think more people are getting into doubles, and interest in doubles is growing for sure, but in terms of numbers, it's kind of staying stagnant. You know, we're not seeing more people enter per se, but I definitely, more people come up to me, more people ask me doubles questions. I get, you know, tweets all the time asking about doubles advice. So I think the interest is definitely growing, but I think people are still too intimidated to enter tournaments.
Okay. Well, what do you think can be done to maybe get rid of that intimidation, or in general just to increase doubles numbers?
That's a good question. You know, I'm not 100% sure, but maybe, you know, like, I don't know. We could do something like, you know, if you go like 0-2 with your teammate or something, maybe you get like a refund on your doubles or something. You know, something just to entice new players to enter doubles, because one of the main reasons people don't enter doubles is because they think like, oh, well, all the pros are here, you know, they've been playing, you know, they team together all the time, you know, there's no chance we can win. I just met this guy, you know, but maybe if they have that safety net, they'll be more inclined to try it out and then keep doing it. But again, I'm not really sure.
I mean, I think that sounds like a good idea. And, you know, obviously you're a really good singles player as well. And I think that kind of begs the question, do you prefer singles or doubles?
Oh, doubles. Doubles, totally. Because, you know, doubles is just like, it has much more variables to it, and it's more complex, right? There's just so much chaos going on, but, you know, people take that and they think like it's, you know, they have to think about everything on the map, but really you can relieve some of that burden to your partner. So that's the cool thing about doubles is like, even though you know, there's so much going on, you're really doing less than in singles.
And I guess in that aspect, is that just why you love doubles so much? Is it just the whole team aspect, the fact that it's maybe just more challenging and you have to work with someone in that way?
Yeah, totally. I love, you know, being able to work with someone, being able, just that whole feeling of camaraderie. You know, when you get that sick combo together, it's just that feel like you're part of something bigger than just yourself. You know, that's what I really enjoy.
All right, so I think we talked a little bit enough about doubles. Let's move to singles. Obviously, you're one of the best Fox players in the world. You've been doing this for a while, and you just got picked up by CounterLogic Gaming. Now, before that, from what I understand, you were looking for sponsors. You were looking to make this like go big, maybe full time, like some of your other opponents. How do you feel now? You're sponsored by CounterLogic Gaming. What is your plan? What is your career path?
Well, right now, so I'm really thankful that Counterlogic Gaming picked me up, and they are an amazing organization. Right now, it's going to be Smash full time, streaming full time. Teach doubles or teach Smash in any way that I can. Even Smash 4. I played with some Smash 4 players, and just kind of taught them the basics of neutral game. Because neutral game isn't any fighting game. But in terms of career path, it's kind of just Smash right now. And
so, was that kind of a hard decision for you to make? Obviously, everyone loves Smash, but I recall reading in your Reddit AMA maybe a year or two ago, you were talking about how much you loved cognitive science and things like that. So, it's never, I've said this to many of the people that I've interviewed before, it's never easy to make this leap into esports, especially it's growing, but it's not very stable. How hard was that? Like, was there a lot of sleepless nights? Were you kind of just really debating? Did you have to talk to people, maybe your parents or things like that?
It wasn't really a hard decision for me because, again, I love Smash, I love esports, I love competing, but it was a struggle, with parents, in regards to parents, because they don't truly, no one really knows how stable esports is going to be in 5-10 years. And so, trying to convince your parents that this is something that you want to try, something you want to do, see if you can take it the whole way, it's troubling. It's troubling. But with that said, this is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, right? Like, not everyone can say they've become a professional gamer. So I think school is always going to be there. And so when I want to continue with my schooling, I can do that, and hopefully I can make enough money through esports to just pay for my own tuition. So,
I mean, hopefully it doesn't come to that, and you can just stay here forever, I guess.
that would be awesome too. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure. So maybe let's take it a bit outside the game. Who's SFAT outside of Smash? What do you like to do, man?
What do I like to do? Well, I'm really into Japanese culture. I like Japanese stuff. What else? I play guitar. Although I'm kind of a noob at guitar, but it's great. Music is awesome. I'm a huge fan of music. Huge fan of languages in general. I really like cognitive science. I just really like how people behave and why they behave, and that's always been a really big interest of mine. So I really like socializing with people, kind of like observing them, studying them. I don't know. I'm kind of a beach bum. I live by the beach, and I love it. I love it in California. Yeah, I don't know.
That's a lot of stuff, man. But as you said, cognitive science very interesting. It helps you observe, and I would imagine that's got to play some way when you play Smash. So, like noticing tendencies, observing, not even in the game, just looking at them. Are they nervous?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about how that has changed your game from what it was before.
Yeah, so there's things you can pick up in the game, like you said, tech habits or recovery patterns or options or moves that they choose over and over again. But then there's also out of the game where you can kind of feel your opponent's energy, and you can kind of feel where they're nervous, right? Whether they like twitch a certain way when you put them in the corner, or maybe they like take a extra deep breath or something. And those little cues tell me like, oh, this person, he's kind of struggling right now. Like, if I can put him in that situation again and make him struggle, maybe I can like press him just a little bit more to make him collapse on himself. So
it's interesting that you bring that up, because obviously Smash is a game that's fought in the game, on the screen, but also outside the screen. How important do you think it is to develop the mental game, and how do you yourself, having studied this, obviously that probably helps, but how do you kind of improve your mental game and make sure you don't fall to those mistakes?
So obviously, like the physical game is the number one thing to get down, just to learn the game. It's like the language of the game, right? You can't play Smash until you know how to move. But once you get that down, it's all mental. It's at the top level. The top 20, I would say, are pretty much all technically the same, but their mindsets differ. And ways to improve your mindset. Well, first you have to like acknowledge that your mindset may be it might be kind of weak in some way or another, and everyone has different mindsets. So it's like identifying which mindset is yours and then trying to fix it. The way that I try to fix my mindset, I kind of have a big problem with the nerves. And so the way that I try to fix my nerves is I've been meditating every day for at least 20 minutes, kind of like trying to prolong my state of relaxation. It's kind of like training it like a muscle, right? Just working it every day, trying to stay in that zone. And then when I go up on the stage, I can like kind of hone into that state and try to keep it for as long as I can, because I've realized that all the top players, everyone will get nervous. Everyone will get nervous, but the top players will get nervous later. It takes much more for them to get nervous. More mistakes, more pressure, more whatever. So I've been trying to kind of just stay as calm for as long as possible. Yeah, that's just thoughts.
I mean, it seems like you've improved a lot. Obviously, 2015 seemed to be a great year for you. How would you rate it overall? Because, I mean, it led to the sponsorship, it led to good things, but maybe did it not exceed your expectations? Did you want to do more?
Yeah, I mean, everyone always wants to do more, but I would say overall it was a pretty great year. Started out pretty rough, then did pretty well. Then summer was kind of rough too, but I think I ended the year pretty strong, and so I'm trying to just carry that momentum into this year and stay strong, for as long as I can.
Now, throughout last year, I'm pretty sure you made it clear you wanted to get sponsored, right? But you wanted to wait for the right one. Was there a lot of ones that you had to reject, or was it specifically it was CLG or nothing kind of thing?
It wasn't CLG or nothing, but CLG was my number one, obviously. But there were a lot of sponsorships that hit me up, and I had to turn them down because it just wasn't the right amount of financial support that I was looking for, or even exposure support. A lot of CLG, just being on CLG is huge. So I'm really thankful that eventually I was able to get picked up by CLG, with the thanks of Kevin, Pew Pew, for pushing it really hard. So I'm glad where I am, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Obviously, man, but having your best friend on the same team is really good, but we have to talk about Genesis 3. We have to talk about that match. Listen, no one wants to play against their best friend, especially for a top 8 at one of the most historic tournament series in the history of this game. How did it feel, man? During it, or leading up to, during, and after? Was there a lot of salt? Was there maybe like, don't talk to me for a week? What was going on?
Well, so we didn't really know we were going to play each other, right, until we played each other, and really, it's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. Like, when you're in tournament, there's no friendships, there are no relationships. It's strictly you and your tournament experience. So, as much as it does suck that we had to play, I think it's even more disrespectful if I kind of pity him that we had to play, because he very easily could have beat me, and I think to just show him the most respect, it was just a really great set, and I'm glad we got to play it. Hopefully next time we can meet in winners, and so that won't happen next time. After the set, I was kind of torn in half, because I was like, yes, like top 8 at Genesis, but also like, dang, Kevin's out. He's at right, and he's 9th place again. So it was a tense moment. We both got to the hotel room nearly at the same time, and we were just kind of like silent, and the room you could definitely cut the tension with the knife in the room. And so, but after a while, we chillaxed, we unwinded, and we just got back to regular old Kevin and Zach. So
I'm glad you guys didn't keep it too personal. Okay, now we're in 2016. There's a couple of things that we got to talk about for the future of just you in general. Obviously, you play Fox, man. And obviously in the community, it's been getting more and more prominent. People got hand problems. People not playing right. How are you on that front? Is there like you think you might have to take a break because your hands are hurting, or are you feeling okay?
So my hands do hurt occasionally, and they have hurt for maybe the last couple of years. It's not obviously it's not too bad where I have to stop playing or anything, but luckily CLG has this physical therapist now, and so he's been helping me a lot, giving me a lot of like stretching routines, like in between sets, and ways to better keep myself, I guess, flexible or strong so that I can have a longer career. And I think really, the hand problem, it's just going to be about people taking care of themselves, because if you just play 8 hours a day, of course your muscles are going to cramp up on yourself. So really you want to do your stretches, learn your stretches. This is really great, and then the roll of the wrists, those are really great. So just keep stretching. That's it.
Okay, so obviously you're going to be healthy, and this is 2016. So what are you going to do, man? What is your goal? Is it like number one or nothing, or how are you feeling exactly going into this year? What are your goals? Is there someone that specifically that you want to beat?
Well, I have a lot of goals, right? I think obviously my big overarching goal is to be the best in Melee, but to achieve that goal, I've set smaller goals along the way to accomplish, to keep me on track. And a couple of them would be to win a super major like this. That would be awesome. To eliminate all the gods. Really, it's just gonna be about keep improving, keep staying strong, kind of keep doing what I'm doing, because I feel like I'm on the right path. So eventually my time will come, I feel.
Okay. I think that you're certainly on the right path, man. But I don't really have anything else to say. Do you have any words you want to say to your fans, shout-outs you want to give? How can your fans follow you?
Well, you guys can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/SFAT17, or on Twitter @SFAT. And just shout-outs to 650, the region where I'm from, all my family and friends who support me in this crazy Smash adventure, and shout-outs to CLG for being the best family I could have gotten. So.
All right, guys, there you have it. Stay tuned to esportsheaven.com for more coverage of Pound 2016. We'll see you.